How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys having a great and exceptional day. We are back at it again, and it's all good in the neighborhood. So in a sense, it's not a roast, but it's just entertaining at this point. I always say we're living in times where it is very, very, very normal for everyday regular working people to um, scrape as many pennies as they can as possible. It's very, very normal for working people to, have to have more people move into their house, having to downsize the place that's living in now to save some money. This is becoming a very, very normal thing. And the fact that we have a celebrity culture, let me make sure I see him. Some odd reason I'm seeing a delay on my video. So let me, 1 second, family, make sure that I'm coming through clear. Seeing a delay on the video, so let me make sure that clear. Okay, I can hear myself. Okay, I can hear myself. All right, cool. I'm just seeing a delay in the video, which I'm not understanding, but maybe I just need to come out and come back in. So give me a second, family. All right, I was seeing if that was helping. I mean, it's not. I see there's still a delay in the video, but it is what it is. We'll get through it. All right, let me share. At least my audio is coming in clear, so I'll take that. If I'm going to have a technical issue, as long as you can hear me correctly, then I'll take this any day. But anyways, at the end of the day, you have people, with inflation when it comes to food, cost of living on from utilities to rents to, people mortgages, everything has gone up, up, up. I mean, heck, even if you got a good mortgage back in 2019, 2020, 2021, in a lot of instances, your insurance, the cost of your insurance is going up on your houses, and your personal property taxes is going up on your houses. Heck, personal property taxes have gone up on both of my rental properties in Pennsylvania. And so now it's either I'm going to have a higher mortgage or I have to just basically just, write out a check and give them an additional amount of money so my escrow doesn't go short. But this is the days, this is the stuff that everyday regular working people have to deal with. So what blows me in today's world is that given the fact that um, you have all these millionaires, and whether it's a celebrity, whether it's a corporate CEO, I'm talking about celebrities because most 9 times out of 10, unless it's like a real egregious offense, the media is never going to cover a CEO or big time executive like getting in trouble. 9 times out of 10, it's like I remember this one big executive. I think he was an executive for Taco Bell. I think this was somewhere in California. This is years before. This is when Uber was a new thing back in 2016, 2017. This guy was at a party, he was drunk, and he actually got into a fight with an Uber driver. An Uber driver recorded the whole, he recorded his customers, which is smart, and the guy ended up getting fired. And I think the only reason why I made news is because um, it was because the guy actually assaulted the Uber driver. So I think that was the one of the biggest issues. But so, anyways, today you have regular working people having to cut down on trying to cut down on the spending just to make ends meet. Amount of credit card debt is high as it's been in the nation in a long, long time. People having to move in together, like I always say, get more of a third world nature. More and more people are downsizing from not only having a big house to apartments, but people are downsizing to an apartment, to an efficiency apartment, or just renting out a room in somebody's house because it's much more cheaper. Okay, so that is the world that we live in right now, and this one situation. And look, I'm not trying to look like I'm picking on Tiffany Haddish because I'm really not. I've actually seen her perform live back in 2020 before the pandemic. It was a great time. I actually saw her. I actually almost knocked her over because she was blocking the men's bathroom or blocking the bathroom. I remember a year or two ago, her and Ari Spears made a crazy video with a kid, and it was supposed to be like a spoof Hollywood video where Ari Spears, he's the biggest jerk of all time. I've seen him before as well. He was playing a pedophile. Tiffany Haddish and the kid was leaving the kid with him, and it was supposed to be some weird skit. I didn't like the skit. I thought it was weird, and I never ever would have been feel comfortable doing that with anybody's child. Even though he didn't actually touch him, but either way, it was grotesque. It was disgusting. So I'll leave it at that. I don't advocate for that. So she was able to get through that debacle. Now, Tiffany Haddish, um, unfortunately, now she's got a DUI as of 2 days ago. And the article says actress and comedian Tiffany Haddish was arrested in Beverly Hills early Friday morning for driving intoxicated after she allegedly fell asleep behind the wheel, authorities said. Officers responded to Beverly Drive, Dayton Way, around 5:45 in the morning for a well back check. The Beverly Hills Police Department confirmed. Authorities said they received calls about someone stopped in the middle of Beverly Drive, apparently slumped over the steering wheel while the car was still running, according to TMZ. So, like I said, this is all allegedly. It's not all 100%. And I never want to always just, you have to say allegedly because I'm not trying to throw dirt on anybody's name. And, if the quote unquote allegations are true, but this is according to the police, Beverly Hills Police Department. So, hey, it is what it is. But I was just in LA a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get quote unquote drunk because those days are really over with for me. If I want to go out and get my drink on without having to worry about getting a DUI, I just get a crazy thing called Uber or Lyft. Because I like to socially drink. I'm not a person that likes to get plastered drunk to the point where I'm passed out in a car in public, where you have the opportunity to, I don't know, get hit by a car, get robbed, or in her situation, add on to it, get raped. That was the crazy part to me. It's like the fact that she um put herself in danger and other people in danger, but mainly herself in danger. If I could afford to spend $40 to $60 on an Uber, which I did in Los Angeles, so that's why when I saw this, I'm just shaking my head. If I can afford to spend this amount of money to get me home, after having a couple of drinks with the fellas, even though I wasn't drunk, but I'm like, hey, I like to play it safe. If I know I'm going to go out and socially drink, I'm just going to play it safe. I can't even remember the last time I got that drunk to the point where I'm passed out and don't know where I am. So I'm gonna leave that alone because I'm way past that part of my life. But if I can, a regular person could afford to do something like that. Tiffany Haddish, why on earth did you not just, if you knew you was gonna get that wasted and twisted, all you had to do was get yourself a Lyft or Uber, or heck, have a DD. You got enough people around you. You make millions of dollars a year. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I leave it alone. And it's like all I can say is get it together. I mean, I'm sure it's not going to be the end of the world for her, but DUIs are serious things. She's lucky she's in the entertainment industry, because if you have a regular everyday job, most jobs will get rid of you. They will fire you over a DUI. So hey, I wish her all the best of luck. I don't understand the nonsense, but everybody goes through what they go through in this life, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not gonna, cast stones. I mean, nobody's perfect in this life. We all do things. Nobody's perfect, but I'm just not understanding, and I'll leave it at that. But anyways, okay. So let's boil down to the next topic, Michael Rappaport. So the only two movies that I like Michael Rappaport in was Higher Learning, which is back in the mid '90s. He played a great quote unquote skinhead. That movie came out, I think I was in middle school. So that movie, and the movie Zebrahead, that was the first movie I ever saw him in. So great actor, even though I haven't really seen him in much, and I know he has he's a comedian, quote unquote. I've seen his stand up, not a fan. And he just has this, straight up. If anybody has family in the Northeast, you know what I'm talking about. When I say Northeast, I'm talking about Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Boston, Rhode Island, that whole that circle of the United States of America. Just a lot of people from all backgrounds have a big douchebag complex. I'm from the DMV, where the douchebag complex is real. So and having family in the New York, Connecticut, New Jersey area and Boston area, I've had the pleasure of dealing with the douchebag mindset of people up there as well. So at the end of the day, all I can say is that Michael Rappaport has said some things about the Black community, because he feels that enough people in the Black community are not speaking up for what's happening over there in Israel. I have no position in Israel, Palestine. I've never been there. I've said this 1,000 times. I most likely will never see that part of the world. If I have the pleasure of seeing that part of the world known as the Holy Land, it would be a great experience. Um, Closest I've come to traveling outside the world, outside the United States of America, was going to Germany when my parents were stationed there, and I was like 1 year old. And then recently this year, going to Toronto, Canada. So that's my international travel record. But so Michael Rappaport has been going on a rant, and the crazy thing is, it's like I never hear about this guy until he gets online like a troll and just starts trolling. And he trolls everything and everybody. I never You never really hear from him unless he's trolling or arguing with somebody. And it's funny, I saw a video where somebody in New York, because you know how New Yorkers can be, somebody actually, I think this was last winter, they actually threw a snowball and hit him upside the head with it. Because and they basically said, "Shut the F up. I'm tired of hearing you talk. All you do is go live every week, and troll and we'll talk about issues." Like, I get that there's this culture online where people got to roast people and start beefs because that's what the algorithm on all these social media platforms want. I get it. But me as a grown man, eventually I don't need to hear all that nonsense. Eventually I need to hear about, hey, what are we going to do? Am I going to hear something intellectual? Yes, I don't mind infotainment, the frame, the meaning of which Karis came up with, where it can be entertaining, but it can be informative at the same time. 9 times out of 10, what he has to say is not informative. It's quote unquote entertainment. All he does is talk trash about any and everybody in his living room, in his car, anywhere. He could be out in public, and he's just a loudmouth. And he's looking like the Walking Dead lately, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, he's just Michael Rappaport is a loudmouth, and I'm like, once again, and I know he lives in Los Angeles. Once again, you make more money than the average person, because I'm the same thing I said about Tiffany Haddish, I'm saying about him. You make more money than the average working person, and yet you get to live in a beautiful city and beautiful state known as Los Angeles / California, and you still never shut the hell up about. You never talk about anything that you're doing from a positive perspective. The only time I think I somewhat enjoyed you was when you was on Tylee Kwalib's um, podcast, The People's Party. That was it. You sounded decent, rational, made some sense. You still, because a lot of times when he's even online talking, he's still trying to talk like he's a hip hopper from the 1990s. Like he's trying to sound hip, and it's just the funniest thing. I'm like, aren't you in your 50s? I'm like, dude, act your age. Lord have mercy. Whatever, and it's always F this, F that, be this, be that, like it's in the back of a bar. I mean, back of a old school brick and mortar bar, behind the trash can, sipping on some alcohol because they can't afford to get drinks at the bar. So they made their own bar in the backyard, like the guys from the King of the Hill, that old cartoon. I don't understand, but I'll leave it at that. I will leave it at that. It's like I said, you make millions of dollars a year, or heck, even if you make $500,000 a year, most working people can't say that. But yet and still, and that's because that's the problem with the mixture of social media and quote unquote celebrity culture is a lot of more foolishness is put out there, and this is like, and people are just going ham on it. They're going ham, they're going crazy, and it just makes me laugh at this point, because I'm saying to myself, if I just made 2% of, I always say this, if I made 2% of what you make, you wouldn't hear a freaking word out of me. But what do I know? What do I know? I'll leave it at that. I'd be focused on building something that matters instead of trolling people on the internet. But what do I know, right? All right. All right. So last but not least, P. Diddy's situation um, with this young lady. I talked about it briefly um, last week, but basically he's been allegedly he's been it's been claimed that he has he sexually assaulted, kidnapped, etc. This one woman who was a singer. I take it as a one-hit wonder singer, Aaron Hall, and that's the name of the woman. Um, because this is, matter of fact, his third lawsuit this month, and it says he's being accused. Okay, my bad. P Diddy is being accused by sexual assault by another woman who allegedly, in a lawsuit, that the music mogul and R&B singer Aaron Hall assaulted her and her friend at Hall's apartment in 1990 or 1991. Lord, Diddy, you just can't catch a break, can you? Woo! I swear, I would like some days I would love to have these celebrities' monies, but I would not want to have their problems. The Biggie was right: more money, more problems. The alleged assault happened following an event in the offices at MCA Records, according to the lawsuit filed Thursday in New York Supreme Court, one day before the expiration of New York's Adult Survivors Act, which allows adult sexual assault survivors 1 year to sue, regardless of when the original statute of limitations expired. Spokesman for Combs NBC News stated that these are fabricated claims, falsely allegedly misconduct from over 30 years ago and filed at the last minute. This is nothing but a money grab because Mr. Combs' fame and success, he's an easy target for anonymous accusers who lie without conscious consequence or financial benefit. For financial benefit. Now, it's like I said, I don't advocate for any female getting hurt, raped, assaulted in any way. But I will say that we're talking 1990 and 1991. Why wasn't these accusations, or heck, even 10 years? Let's just go to 2000. Because my thing is, Diddy was big in 2000. So, I didn't like in 1990, 1990, nobody really knew about Diddy. But in 2000, Diddy was big. So I don't understand why these claims are coming out all these years later when I was like back in elementary school. But if it happened, let justice be served. If it didn't happen, it if it didn't happen, then I think I think anybody, man, woman, or child, there should be a fine, and a federal fine, so because I know every state won't do it, for somebody to come up with a fabricated story and whatnot. So if it's proven that you've lied, you need to be paying a fine. But I leave it at that. Now, it is true, before I end tonight off, it is true, more money, more problems. Let me make sure I'm still coming in clear. It is true, more money, more problems. Um, because like I said, a lot of times people get a little irate and crazy with it. And at the end of the day, you become more of a target when you are a rich celebrity. Period. Regardless if if you have done something wrong or not, you become more of a target. But the funny thing at the end of the day is, the one thing that all these three people have in common, well, Michael Rappaport's success is nowhere near Tiffany Haddish, or definitely nowhere near Diddy's success. Because at this point, all Michael Rappaport is known for is trolling online. I can point out things that Diddy has done and continuously doing. I can point out things that Tiffany Haddish has done and continuously is doing. I cannot point out. I think the last thing that he might have did was a Tribe Called Quest documentary that I didn't even see. So I leave it at that. I got nothing to say about Michael Rappaport. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh, and he just makes me laugh. But all the things that these people have in common is they don't have it all together, and most people don't. But they are living proof that you can have all the money in the world and still not have it all together. And same thing with Tiffany Haddish. And like, you got all these great opportunities. This whole DUI thing, I don't understand it. I'm just like, you got too much access to great people. The last I remember, she's trying to open up a grocery store in her community. She's making money moves with real estate and providing housing for adopted youth, because she was a person who was adopted. So she's making moves. She's making moves. I don't understand it. you know. But I'll leave it at that. That's all I have to say. I just wanted to do that because it's gonna be a busy week, so I just wanted to get this out. But celebrities out, if you're a celebrity, or if you want to be a celebrity and you start making your money moves, do your best to stay out of trouble. Keep the right people around you, and don't be an online troll. Now, that's one thing if you cracking jokes with people, um, arguing with people over sports, something that's not too detrimental. You arguing with people over, taking funny jabs at each other in regards to that, especially with it being football and basketball and all that good stuff. That's cool. Or you talking about, doing something productive online with your podcast. That's what's up. But all this extra stuff, I don't understand it. I don't get it. And most everyday working people who are struggling to get by would trade places with all three of you, even dummy Mr. Rappaport, and all day, every day. But on that note, family, I'm done. Hopefully you guys had a great day. Hopefully, like I said, oh, that's what it is. Maybe that's why I'm having a Wi-Fi issue, because I'm like, okay, make sure I'm still coming in clear here, because that is why my camera is not, my video is not working correctly. So let's see. Because that is why my audio is still working good. So hopefully, like I said, we'll get this thing together. But on that note, family, do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. I've given the marching orders out. Hey, you saw my rant earlier. The winter storm is coming for 2024. Those who have access to capital, those whose incomes are going up, those whose debts are being paid off or paid down, those who have a significant amount of savings, those are the working people that are going to win in 2024. If you got another plan outside of that, I just think you're going to be economically screwed, regardless who's in the White House, governor's house, mayor's house. All right. So on that note, family, take care. As I always say, make money moves, or you're going to live broke like a fool. And it is what it is, But be blessed. Be happy that you're still alive, because life could be so much worse. Trust me on that one. On that note, family, I'm out. Take care. And I'll see you next time. I get most likely, if I don't go live on this Thursday, I will go live next Saturday or Sunday. So got this extra live in because it's been a minute, but hey, trying to catch up, still playing catch up, but it's all good in the neighborhood. So on that note, take care, and I'll see y'all later.